The Real Show is brought to you by UCS Facility Management Limited, Omni Basic Bank, and Dewdrop Hand Sanitizer.
Welcome back to The Real Show, and if you just tuned in, you are just in time to join an amazing conversation with my first guest. And let's have a look at a picture displaying her profile. We'll be back. Okay, so that is... You need something? Okay, so that is my first guest, and she is in the person of Najilau Atta, and she is a female director. Welcome, Najilau.
Thank you.
I love how you look.
Thank you. Me too.
And it's actually amazing to have a female director in the studios here. We know it's a male-dominated area, but tell us how it all started for you.
Well, for me, my introduction to film has been since childhood. I've always wanted to tell stories, be it with using bottle tops, or using sticks, or even writing. I wanted to be an architect who writes, so I've always had writing in me. So when I got the opportunity to know about film school, I was like, wow, I have to go and then perfect telling my stories. Yeah.
So what film school did you attend?
I went to NAFT.
Great.
Yeah.
How was the whole journey? Did you ever feel at a point in time that maybe this is something you're doing as an interest? Because generally in Ghana here, we see anything that has to do with media as a side gig. You know, something you do for fun or something you're talented in and you just want to explore. People hardly have a look at the media or even movie industry, to be precise, and think this is a career. How has that felt for you? Right.
So for me, when I was in senior high school, I wanted to be an architect who writes, actually. But before I got to know about NAFT, I was reading this self-assessment book. So when I did a self-assessment and everything, I realized that my interest was just matching with film. I was like, nah, I have to be here. So with my journey, going into NAFT and learning to be a filmmaker and pursuing other courses to better myself, it has always been intentional, and I know the state of the industry, and I've always been, at the back of my mind, I've always been ready to take the pain so that I can enjoy, or I will enjoy, and I actually do enjoy most of the time. So,
but what motivates you to still push through, despite the fact that you know the situation at hand?
You know, the fact that, like you mentioned, it's a male-dominated industry.
Okay.
But then, filmmakers, the male-dominated always ends at where the camera divides the two of us. Yeah. So the people in front of the camera are mostly females. So I wouldn't want females to be, like a bunch of males to be in charge of females, excuse me. Yeah. But I also want to be in a point where I'm able to help these young females that are coming in. I'm able to tell stories that are female-centered, stories that are from the point of view of females and all that. I'm always like, I'm a champion of women issues and stuff like that. So yeah.
Well, that's what we love to hear on The Real Show, because we are all about empowering women. Yeah. And let's look at who probably was your role model throughout your journey.
Who? Can I mention more than one?
Because yes, you can.
I really do not have one person. So growing up, okay, let me just start from film. I've always loved and respected Atta. She just released a beautiful documentary. Lauren Addy, Ajwa Leila Jansi, yes. Shelley Frimpong-Manso, yes. Yvonne Nelson, yes. Juliet Asante, and Nicki Minaj.
Oh wow, why Nicki Minaj? Nicki Minaj is not into movies,
if I didn't mention Nicki Minaj, no one would believe me. Yeah, if I didn't mention Nicki Minaj, no one would believe me.
As a director, what would you say you look out for to be able to say this person is a good actor or actress, so that somebody watching would understand? Because they think that we just take the scripts, because I'm an actress myself, we take the scripts and then we look at the camera and we just, you know, try and convey whatever message we're supposed to be conveying in that particular scene, how we can. They don't know that there are directors telling us how to, you know, go about things. So as a director, from your experience, what would you say constitutes a good actor? So if someone's watching and they want to be an actor, they can understand what it entails.
How do you approach the story? What is your method? What is your style? How do you digest the story, and what do you bring onto the story? Do you repeat exactly what is on the white paper for me, or you try to build something, you try to put life into that paper? And also, how well do you work with others? Your character also matters. Would you listen to advice when you have it? Because you are just acting, you don't see yourself. So when people speak to you, do you listen to it? So mostly for me, when I see, when I meet an actor or an actress, it's always about the technique, like how do you approach the script when you are giving one, and whether your relationship with people, do you work well with people, and can I handle you? That is very important, because I can have you on my set when I can't handle you, you know.
Definitely. But how would you rate or measure the Ghanaian movie industry as of now?
You know, we are in a very interesting stage. I love film history. I love the Ghanaian film history. Ghanaian film history has gone through a lot of phases. We are in a phase where I personally call the restructuring phase. Because when you look at every single conversation that is happening, when you look at every single production that is happening, it's people trying to find a space to be in, people trying to restructure. Then NFA is restructuring. Every conversation is centered on restructuring. And the funny thing, the very amazing thing is that we are not restructuring for Africa. We are restructuring for the world. And it takes a lot of time and effort. So
definitely. So the Ghana movie industry, she says, is in its restructuring stage, and the restructuring is not actually for Ghana, it's for Africa and the world at large. But now, to the people watching, I made a statement in my introduction that if you want to be a star, you want to be an actress, how do you go about it? You, with your experience in the movie industry, and I mean, everybody else hearing that if you want to get a role, sometimes you have to pass through the back door and do things you're not interested in doing. If you have a younger sister or a family member watching who really wants to, you know, get into acting, how would you advise the person to go through the process of becoming an actress?
First thing first, if you realize that you have this notch to act, everybody loves pictures. Go to the photo studio, take a very beautiful picture of yourself. Okay. Get a very beautiful profile picture. Second, practice. Watch a lot of films. Try to reenact them. Record yourselves. It could be 1-minute videos, stuff like that. Just put them, add them to your portfolio. And also, if you can, now everybody can edit thanks to a lot of social media. Try to do split screens. You have the actual role here. You have your own yourself trying to reenact it. Then you record those portfolio videos, add it. Now respond to a lot of casting calls. Go there and act to casting directors. Yeah, I know most of them might not be like, they might not serve you, but try and find reputable ones and go. Just attend most of the casting calls and stuff like that. And then also reach out to, we do not have, we have a few casting agencies, but we do not have that, a lot of are not accessible, but try and access this guy, Fred's Casting Africa. They'll give you, I've done a number of auditions with them. They'll take your videos and broadcast it to other directors or producers who are looking for talent. Beautiful. So this is actually,
can you give the page again, please?
Yes, it's a need that Franca and Fred has come to fill. Casting Africa.
Africa.
Yeah, so you go there, you sign up, and put those videos and the pictures there of yourself reenacting. People see you, oh, I can act. They can call you for auditions, and you get a role the right way. You know, yeah.
Great. So if you've always wanted to get into acting and you're wondering how to go about that the right way, Casting Africa is here for you.
Yeah.
Do build a portfolio for yourself. Go for a photo shoot, video, or film yourself taking up roles and acting, you know, and then submit that at Casting Africa. They will publish your videos out. And then when you hear of casting calls, when you see these flyers around about casting, please gather the courage, go with your profile and try out. You never know. All right. Now let's look at your first experience on a movie set. Tell us, were you excited? Were you nervous? What are some of the mistakes you made? How did you pick yourself up and all of that?
I was nervous because I'm an animation major. So I'm basically an animator by training first. So on my very first set, I was there as a translator.
Okay.
I went there, I got there, and then my boss, the director, Mr. Mohammed Tetra, I hope I pronounced it right. So he was directing this thing, and then eventually I ended up being his assistant director.
Wow.
So I got paid, and I got paid well. I got paid, was it 600 or something like that? It was good money for me as a student in like second year. And so that was a day I was like, nah, I will not stay at animation. I think I can direct. If I went as a translator and I became an assistant director on this set, I think I can direct. So that's why I decided to be a director.
Let's talk about remuneration, right? You just mentioned how much you were paid. Let's talk about the fact that there's generally a complaint. You know, there was a time veteran actor Kofi Ajololo even came out and made a complaint. We've had that CC from Taxi Driver also complaining these days of hardships and all of that. So generally there's this picture that acting doesn't really pay, even though we see actors and actresses doing pretty well. So would you say that actors are generally paid well and directors as well?
Right. So you see, with every type of business, whether it's a public or a private entity, the employees would always have some sort of benefits that come. They pay your pension, they pay your SNI and all that. It's streamlined. It's all paperwork and all that. But if you're an actor and you do not have a representation, you don't have an agency, and you've not thought of paying all those things, you know, at the end of the day, you realize that when you stop, there's no money anywhere to support you. So, and our problem is that we, like I mentioned earlier, we do not have structured agencies that would protect the rights, or that would even monitor or check the affairs of the actors and all that. So probably your agency could be like your employer or something like that. When you get the money, they take their cut and they pay this amount of money into your taxes. They pay this amount of money into your benefits and all that. So they take care of your affairs for you and all that. Or you could even have a manager or a company of that sort too. But we do not have this thing. So that the person has to make conscious effort. And not everybody has this type of education. So when the money is coming, you are just, I've got this money in my account. I'm buying this, I'm buying that. So at the end of the day, you realize that you've blown your money and there's nowhere to, if you're not earning, there's nowhere to get from. So I think, yes, the money is not good. And it's a general thing because films are not hardly getting funding. So if the film is not getting enough funding, of course, the whole production chain will not get enough money to eat. But the little that we have, we could still save in a way, you know, if we know these things.
Well, define the roles of a director. We hear of directors. We want our viewers to be able to understand the importance of a director in the production team.
For me, I see, maybe because of the type of person I am, I'm more of like a generalist. I see the director as someone who has a clear overview of the affairs of the set. When he right after he shouts action. So when you're on set, the director should have a clear overview. Make sure that everything, every black print that is written on that white paper is given life to, and it happens the way it's supposed to do. And they have to be able to make sure the sound is on point, the camera is on point, and then the actors are on point, and the environment is also on point. So that is the role of the director. Control the set, like own it. You are the boss of the set.
Yeah, and we're glad we have female bosses like yourself now in the industry. So gone are the days where directors were usually men. There are beautiful personalities like yourself, talented directors like yourself taking over. If you're a woman and you're watching, there's no role that you cannot take up. You are very capable despite your gender, and we are glad that you're setting the pace for others to continue as well. Yeah. Now let's talk about Lollipop. First of all, how many movies have you directed? And then let's talk about Lollipop.
I've done 5.
Great.
Yeah. And
Can you mention them?
Yeah, I can. I've done Times as a series. I've done Times. I've done Dinche.
Okay.
I've done Wunam.
Okay.
I've done I was like really forget.
I'm sure there are lots.
Yeah, no, that was like from school days. I've done Spirit Up Above.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Spirit Up Above. And then I've done there's the last one I've forgotten.
All right, that's fine. Let's go
yeah.
straight into Lollipop. Tell us about Lollipop.
Whoa, Lollipop. So Lollipop is a very interesting. It tackles a very interesting topic, which is like really on vogue. We are yet to premiere, so I'm not gonna give you a lot of like information. So if you want to know, you need to go to come to the cinemas, Snap Cinemas, to see it. But Lollipop is a film that I co-directed. Lollipop. It's a film that tackles a very vogue topic. That is, in terms of relevancy, it tackles a story. It's a story of love. It's a story of gifts. You know, how long and how hard do you think before gifting somebody? You know, and then how do you handle like issues of like love, be it with same sex and then with the opposite sex. So basically the love between you and your friends, and then the love between you and then your partner, like your boyfriend or your husband.
Do we have drama? I'm talking like
it's a
I have
drama.
No idea
Like everything about Lollipop is drama, yeah.
So I guess that's going to be our Valentine's Day.
Yeah, it's so
Can you give us
on
the date,
point.
the time where we can watch the rates to buy the tickets?
Right. So I'm telling you that make plans this Valentine on the 12th of February. And come to the Snap Cinemas to watch to watch Lollipop.
Yes,
that should be your Valentine. That should be on the Valentine to-do list. Yes. We are going. It's going to be like a double pack show. Okay. Because we are going to have some of the artists that worked on the soundtrack. They will be performing, and we are going to have Ovi of Hitmaker fame also performing. Yeah.
Great. I like how you said, yeah. It's going to be a lot of fun. So, the rate is how much? So,
it's 50 cedis for the single. The couple ticket is 80 cedis for the couple. If you come to the gate, it's 60 cedis. So, please grab like your ticket before you come to the gate, because it will increase by 10 cedis. Yeah.
So, sorry, 40
cedis for a single ticket. Sorry. 50 CD for a single ticket. Okay. 80 CD for the double.
So if you buy double, then you're saving 10 CDs.
20 CDs.
20 CDs. And that's on the 14th, right?
12th. Saturday.
12th, Saturday.
Yeah.
So on the 12th of February this month, as part of your Valentine celebration, you cannot afford to miss Lollipop. Lollipop is a dramatic, exciting movie, and guess what? I'm showing my face in there in the Lollipop series. So do pass through, join us, let's have fun. There's going to be music, Ovi will be performing, and we will enjoy a great storyline. The rate is 50 Ghana cedis single and 80 Ghana cedis for double, where you actually save 20 Ghana cedis. Yeah. So why not? It's a cool one, right? If you don't know what to do with your partner, do pass through Snap Cinemas on 12th February. With just 50 Ghana cedis for yourself, or 80 Ghana cedis for yourself and your partner, or a friend, anybody you can share an amazing time with, you can join us and we will enjoy Lollipop. Now, tell us, in the Lollipop series, yes, is there anything new? Like anytime you have a new movie, do you feel like something new comes up that you learn, or is basically throughout? Because sometimes people go like, oh, maybe how you film a series will be different from how you film a short film, or even be different from how you film a movie and all of that. And then a movie director, can that director play a role as a director in a video for a music or soundtrack, or an artist that's shooting a video for a song they want to release? Can you clarify that?
Yeah, with every project, of course, it's very good. It's actually ideal for that for it to be like an increment, for every new project to have like something incremental going on in it. So for Lollipop, I've never worked on a production where we've actually had artists do the soundtrack specifically for this film, you know, like do the whole film soundtrack and stuff like that. I've not worked on a production like that before. So this was like really interesting and new for me. And also, actually, it's very, very good for artists to also work with filmmakers like this. When you have like a song, or when there's a story, a song that actually matches like a story or fits into a story, and you put it in the film, the more the film is played, the more your song is like played, and then the song actually plays to some sort of visuals that can actually like stick to the mind of the viewers, so they'll actually get to go look at your song and then like listen to it. So yeah, it's actually very great for artists to put their songs like in films. But hey, don't forget to do the paperwork, because it's also another source of like revenue for artists as well.
Now, are there bodies that regulate film standards in Ghana? Because people, my viewers need to know that we don't just film movies and just dump them. Yeah.
Yeah. When you do a film in Ghana, the film has to be seen by the classification board.
Okay.
If they don't see the film, nobody else will see the film.
Wow.
If not, where your film was showed, unless of course it's in your room, small room somewhere. If it's a public space and your film was shown that's for public space, they'll close it down.
Wow.
Yeah. So if you do a film, you have to take it through the classification board for them to classify the film for you before you can show it to the public.
Why is that so necessary? It's not like they're going to make any edits to the movie. So why?
It's so necessary because it regulates the type of films that are in a system.
Okay.
You know, it regulates the type of films that are in the system. And also, we're talking about how impactful films can be to people. Yeah. You need to rate it to know the type of audiences that should see the film and all that.
All right. So do you have any last words for us? If anybody, in fact, before you go into that, okay, can you tell us how stressful it is to be a director in the movie industry or to be an actor? Because we're a director, you are going to be with the actors on the stage. That's why I try to interchange. Is it stressful or is all glitz and glam like people see it? Right.
So I'm going to say this from a perspective where most film directors in Ghana are also film producers, right? As a film director in Ghana, especially if you're handling a little bit of production, right? It's more like you not sleeping for like 4 days straight on coffee and also handling the affairs of adults, like let's say 20 adults. You are in charge of 20 adults, handling their affairs, petting them, making sure they are all right, making sure everything is all right. That's how stressful it is to film. And you are doing all this within the space of the time you are shooting. And the very funny thing is that most of these people, you don't know them. They are mostly strangers. So you are... we love it though. We love it.
I'm sure as you're talking, you're reflecting on some of your hard times. You're like, oh my goodness, this is tough, huh? Because as an actress myself, you can be on set till dawn, you know? Right. And because it's a period we assign to movie production. I mean, cameras are hired. There are people who have expertise to offer. Actors are given time to show up. It's back to back and back to back. So it's not all glitz and glamour. It's actually a lot of work. And directors have to handle adults. So if you want to be a director, do consider if you have the temperament for it or train yourself for it. If you want to be an actress, you want to be anywhere behind or in front of the screen, anywhere in movie production or even media in general, it is not as easy as it looks. But hey, you are doing amazing and we are super proud. And all women watching now know that it's not just for the acting, you know, or maybe the script writing. All other roles are open to women as well. Yeah. You can be a producer, you can be a director, or anything you put your mind to. And hey, maybe with you on board, we can have greater films with greater standards, right? Yes. Any last words for us?
Yeah. We are in a Ghana movie industry is in a very beautiful stage. Like I say, I want to call it the restructuring stage. So no one single person can do it alone. Yeah. Everyone has to work together to make this thing happen. Yeah. Be it the government body, the NFA, be it the individual, the various film guilds, be it the film production companies, the film actors and crew. And then most importantly, the audience, because the audience have to support what they call it, the films, for it to go forward.
Yes.
Right? We have a film, beautiful concept. We need money to fund it. When the funding happens, they need to get the money back. We need to be able to distribute it, and the audience have to pay for it. So I feel like I just hope everybody like kind of support Ghana films, you know, support Ghana films and grow it together. We have amazing people in the industry, yourself included.
Oh,
you know,
thank you.
yeah, yourself included.
Well, yes, and that comes back to what she says, okay? And she just said that we should patronize Ghanaian movies, okay? The Ghanaian movie industry can't stand if you keep patronizing foreign movies, okay? It's okay to love a movie or two abroad, but be conscious about the fact that we have to patronize our own content right here in Ghana, because we have great content, don't we? We have the likes of Kobe himself, bringing out good projects like Lollipop and Roommates Africa series. We have Shelly Frimpong Manson, we have Yvonne Nelson. You mentioned a whole lot of people, and we have production houses that are headed by women. So even as a woman who's trying to find her way in the acting industry, you don't have to feel limited because you're afraid of being taken advantage of. Because if the head is a woman, then really what do you have to lose? So the movie industry is expanded. There are roles for women. Women can take up any role behind the camera or in front of the camera. But as viewers, let's learn to patronize the Ghanaian movie content, and together we can build and make it great. Now, before you go, is there any projects upcoming from any of the production houses you work with, so that my viewers will be the first to be on standby for casting?
Right, yeah. I'm working on a development called Atta.
Okay.
I'm working on, that is up for funding with the NFA. It's called Choices.
Nice.
You should come and, you know, you should come and audition for Choices when
Great.
the fund. Yeah, this is to, the NFA is trying to, is working on getting the funding for Choices. It was part of the 25 films that were selected for the presidential pitch series.
Nice.
And then I'm working on A to Z. That was shot in Tamale.
Beautiful.
And that one will be out in March, on March 9th. Yeah. And then, of course, come and support. I'm saying it again. Come and support Lollipop. That was directed by Always Obi, and then I supported him.
Yeah, the co-director.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Najilau. Where is your name from? Where are you from?
I'm from Tamale. I'm Gonja, but Najilau is an Arabic name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I had to, you know, take a deep breath before I attempted mentioning it. So thank you very much, Najilau, for such a very interesting, real, and down-to-earth conversation where you have opened our eyes to, you know, look at things better in the movie industry. And as you heard, on the 12th of February, Lollipop movie is premiering at the Snap Cinemas, and you do not have to miss it. Like I said, myself I'm featured in it. Najilau is a co-director, the director himself, Always Obi, and this project is an amazing project from Always Films. The rate is just 50 Ghana cedis. You can come and enjoy and have fun with just 50 Ghana cedis, or come with a partner, a friend, a family member, and you would be discounted to 80 cedis for 2 tickets. Do have an amazing time. We'll be back.